In pre-revolutionary France, the Third Estate was the most diverse of the three social orders. And while a large portion of it was indeed composed of peasants who worked the land, not everyone in this group was tied to agriculture. In towns and cities, the Third Estate included artisans skilled in crafts such as carpentry, weaving, tailoring, and metalwork. These artisans often worked in small workshops or as part of guilds, producing goods for both local consumption and wider trade. Alongside them were urban workers, such as porters, day laborers, and apprentices, whose livelihoods depended on fluctuating wages and irregular employment, making them highly vulnerable to food shortages and price rises. Within the urban Third Estate also emerged a middle class known as the bourgeoisie. This group was socially distinct from both the nobility and the manual laborers. It consisted of educated professionals, writers, doctors, judges, lawyers, teachers, and civil servants, whose education and skills gave them influence disproportionate to their political power. Alongside these were the commercial elites, merchants, bankers, and manufacturers, who managed trade networks, invested in industry, and financed large-scale economic ventures. Economically, the bourgeoisie was the most dynamic and important segment of the Third Estate. They were the drivers of France's growing market economy, facilitating the movement of goods, capital, and ideas. This class played a central role in introducing new manufacturing techniques and organizing business enterprises that foreshadowed the Industrial Revolution. Their wealth was increasingly based on commerce, finance, and production rather than land ownership, setting them apart from the rural peasantry. The bourgeoisie also carried the ideals of the Enlightenment, advocating for rational governance, equality before the law, and merit-based advancement. Politically, they were frustrated by the rigid privileges of the nobility and clergy, which limited their influence despite their economic strength. Socially, they valued education, innovation, and entrepreneurship, laying the groundwork for the industrial and social transformations of the 19th century. In this sense, the bourgeoisie can be seen as the forerunners of the modern capitalist class, whose activities would not only transform economic structures, but also reshape society's political and cultural landscapes in the decades following the French Revolution.